Hello, YouTubers. I didn't quite know what to offer today for a conversation, so I thought I'd just relay uh, a couple of themes that came about in a recent dream I had. And it made me think about life a little bit, our approach to this world. Now, without getting into any weird tangents of my dream imagery, um, the thoughts had to do with aliens, like off-world beings, and how they were observing how we conducted ourselves on this planet. This is my dream imagery, of course. It occurred to me, excuse me, from my dream, that we, as human beings, tend to treat animal beings as third-class citizens. And so, how would we even treat alien visitors that come to visit our planet? I think we can clearly see how we already treat fellow human beings as second-class citizens. And I think aliens would be curious as to where we humans get off treating any other life form as inferior, just because they're slightly different from our form. Even different other races of humans, different genders, different communities, different animal kingdom life forms, like sea life forms, like whales, like manatees, octopuses, seals. These living creatures all have eyes. They all have souls behind them, right behind their brains. They clearly can form communities of their own as well. They do not belong to us like usable childlike slaves or possessions. And I wonder, my thinking came about from this dream. The greater spiritual universe just watches us, how we treat, or in some cases mistreat, other life forms around us. The universe witnesses our cruelty, our disrespect, and our contempt. And the dream made me ponder on that disrespect or fear that weakly justifies our treatment of these other life forms. Thus, how would we possibly treat alien life forms? We wouldn't have a clue as to whether these alien visitors were aggressive, curious, or innocently wanting to help. What would our standard reaction be in most cases? To take advantage? We've already seen what our historical reaction has been to the animal world, to Mother Nature, to the water, to the trees, to the land. It's unconscionably insulting, the level of disrespect we perpetrate upon the natural world, just as we continue to disrespect each other in our social world. This dream I had kind of made me ask myself, what is our concept of love? Love of ourselves, love of our earth, love of our neighbors, love of the unknown, our potential, even our future. Can we ever love that which we do not fully understand or comfortably understand? Do we have so many defensive filters blindly built into our perspective, into our vision, into our outlook on life? Any possible neutral observation or neutral reaction to any other life form seems improbable at this point in our human history. Must we always base our reaction on our prior agendas, a prior wound based on prejudice, a prior obstinacy in our perspective? We tend to hang on to our learned perspectives, and depending on how deep that past wound or interaction was, determines the actual lesson we learned from it. Are we then even open to learning newer things, newer relationships, newer understandings? Are we hanging on to our wounds like bandages, bandages that are insulating us from any future risk, whether real or imagined? Is the risk worth any possible reward, any unknown reward? Reflecting, I think, that the trick of life is in embracing our ability to turn human feces into gold, for lack of a better description here on YouTube. How do you take something that was so profoundly wounding or fear-generating and then look it in the face in a second manner or alternate manner and see anything anew? You're already painfully aware of how you reacted the first time, but was there a deeper message that you may have missed or could also have learned from in your perspective, your belief? Can you grasp something new that was originally negative in your past, but can now teach us a valuable lesson for our future? Was that lesson only limiting? Can reassessing it, reinterpreting it, change your perspective or open you up to alternative views where you're not limited by that original wound from God knows how many years ago? Can you turn garbage into gold? Is that a strength of yours? Is it a weakness for you? Is it even possible? I would suggest that the best thing you can do for yourself in life is just never give up. What do you ever gain by giving up? You become stagnant, you become judgmental, you become angry, you become defeatist. Sure, that lack of bothering to alchemize or to convert something, it takes less effort than actually doing the hard work. The hard work of re-examining your belief, a re-evaluating of your belief, a reassessing of your belief into something actually more productive and more meaningful. Again, it comes down to whether you are a problem solver or just a problem identifier, period. How far are you willing to go? Is your happiness more important to you than your limitations? Do you want to change your limitations as best as you can? I think the hardest thing in life for us is when things get really serious. Can we retain our ability to simply laugh at ourselves? And I don't mean sarcastically or sadistically. Can we just laugh at our seriousness toward a perspective, a situation, or past wound? What does half of it mean anyway? What difference does it make? When you're dead and gone, how pivotal is that traumatic experience going to be? What did it teach you? It's now history. You're now history. You're dead. Thing is, did you even bother to try to change, to alchemize it into something more positive? Why not? Seriousness, it seems, would seem to demonstrate a spiraling down of our hope. Laughter would then seem to be the spiraling up of our hope. Seriousness really just leads you to fear and hate. Fear of your limitations, fear of your neighbors, and then to hate. Hate of your circumstances, hate of your life, hate of your neighbors maybe. Sometimes seriousness leads us towards evil, leads us towards war, leads us to murdering our neighbors for their food, for their possessions, maybe for their way of life. If you have no sense of humor, and you're so defensive about your wound, your personality, your history, your experience, it usually can lead to aggression. Aggression also towards the animal world, to Mother Nature. to the environment. That's a lot to take out of a dream, but it kind of led me on a path of questioning about how we derive meaning out of our world. I think we should be careful about treating each other as things rather than co-equal and co-living beings. Everything and everybody is entitled to their own life. You have no right to interfere or to impose standards upon other living beings just to make your life more convenient or profitable. Live your own life and graciously let your neighbor, your animal friends, your possible alien friends who are coming to visit live their own life in their own way. If that doesn't work for you or benefit you, just walk away from them. And we got to ask ourselves, why would any alien visitor ever come to visit this planet based on the selfish behaviors we've shown to date? I think part of losing that ultra serious perspective in life is in learning to just love and accept ourselves the way we are, and yet also loving and accepting our neighbors as they are, recognizing finally where we might want to try and change some parts of ourselves. Oh, I don't know, so that we're less lonely. Learn to laugh at ourselves. Learn to laugh at our current level of pride, that which we hold still so seriously. Take full ownership of our less positive qualities. This earth is merely a playhouse for emotion. Can you become the master of your emotions, or do your emotions master you? Who's actually in control of your life, our destiny? Emotions are a hard thing to deal with, hard to be objective about, hard to try and change or mutate into something more useful for us, for our life, for our neighborhood. The real trick is, can you master your emotions despite all the other distractions going on? Can you slow down enough to simply focus? Can you become still in your background within all the noise? Where does your chaos stop and your enlightenment begin? Herein lies the birthplace of perspective, and hopefully new perspective. Also, how adept are you at looking at perspectives of the background versus the foreground? And if you're interested in a deeper conversation on that, look into an academic by the name of Alan Watts, double T in his name, Watts. Read up on or watch videos on his discussion of disparity, peripherals, or polarities. He mentions making sense of one periphery of a picture, that is to the one side, at the expense of the opposite periphery or the second image. It's a choice of focus, a choice of perspective. Sometimes we cannot observe both at the same time, but occasionally we can switch back and forth. But it's hard to conceive of both at the same time, concurrently. So there can be more than one interpretation within our prejudices, our wounds, our experiences. How easily can you find meaning in the midst of your chaos? In that chaos where there is no initial structure, no meaning, no perspective which is obvious or stands out. Is that a challenge too great for us or our concentration powers? Or do we actually deal with coordinating chaos quite well. So there we have it. I just wanted to bring up a dream and meaning, and if you guys have dreams and want to discuss them, jump on internet, jump on YouTube, bring it up. The whole point of YouTube is to promote discussion. It's entertainment, but hopefully it's educational and promotes discussion. And so there we have it. Reality, perspective, and maybe choosing kindness. Maybe even unconditional respect and love for all beings, including Mother Nature. So thank you for listening in. Hope you have a swell day. Thanks. Bye.